Hello kids, here your English teacher David one more time for another lesson. And in today's class we are going to talk about the verb have and has, right? I wrote them right here. Yes, we have the verb have and we have the verb has, okay? Now we're going to see the difference between have and has, but first it's important to understand what is the meaning of the verb have. Now we talk about the verb have, and it's a verb that we use to express possession. What do you mean by possession? When you talk about possession, those are your personal belongings. Now I can say I have a watch, I have a watch, I have a blue marker, I have a red marker, and I have a toy car. Yes, I have a Lamborghini. Yes, I am talking about the possessions that I have, right? Now, it is not only to express possessions, but at the same time, we can also use it to talk about physical appearance. Yes, we can also use the verb have to talk about physical appearance. Now, when you talk about physical appearance, obviously you talk about the looks of a person. Now, for example, in this case, I say I have big brown eyes, I have a big nose, and I have a small mouth, and I have big ears. Also, I have brown hair, yes, and that's it. I have beard and I have a mustache, right? That's how you express the physical appearance of a person. Now you say, okay, I understand that we use have to talk about possessions and we use have to talk about physical appearance. But what's the real difference between the verb have and the verb has? What is the actual difference between these two verbs? Well, when you talk about the verb have, we use it for first person. First person, let's remember first person, you say I, you, we, and they, right? I'm going to erase this. Yes. So I say I have, yes, we use I have, and we use a noun. Yes, let's remember what's a noun. A noun is people, places, animals, and objects. Yes, this is the basic structure of the verb have. So I say I have a car because it's an object. The car is an object. I have a dog because it's an animal. I have a house because it's a place. I have a brother because it's a person, because it's people in general. Now we use have with I, yes, I, you, we, that is plural, and they. Yes, you're talking about another group of people. Yes. Now we use he, she, and it, but in this case, he, she, and it, we use it with a different form of the verb. In this case, I don't say he have, but in this case, I say he has, because we're talking about third person, right? Talking about third person. And finally, at the end of the sentence, we use a noun. In this case, an animal, a person, a place, or an object, right? So I say he has a car. So I say he, let's remember that he is a man, she is a girl, and it, well, it can be a dog, or it can be another animal, or it can be an object. Yeah? So for example, it has a door. Yes, the car has a door, or the car has two doors, right? Because I'm talking about the object. But basically, or generally, we talk about possessions or physical appearance of first person and third person. In this case, if I talk about my brother or my sister, I say, my sister has beautiful big eyes. Or my brother has a wonderful car. Or my mother has beautiful long hair. So in this case, we use has when you talk about a man, yes, a boy, a girl, yes, or an animal or an object. And we use have for people again, but in this case, we use it in the first person. I, you, we, they, yes, that is the first person. Now we're going to see other examples that are important, that are necessary at the moment of the verb, at the moment of using the verb have and has. Yes, let me give you those examples. So here I have so it's she, right? It's a girl. So I say my sister has long hair. Yes, I say my sister has long hair. Now here this is me. So I say I have short hair. Yes, I have short hair. My sister has long hair, but I have short hair. Both sentences, the two sentences, this sentence and this sentence, both are in positive form. Now let's see what happens when we talk about the negative form and the interrogative form. Yeah, so I'm going to erase this and this. And we have the positive form says I, you, is it you, we, and they. We use the verb have. I'm gonna use another color. We use the verb have. And after that, we use the noun. That is the positive form. If we talk about the negative form, then the negative form is very easy. So I, you, we, and they. Here we use the negative. Don't have. And finally we use the noun. Now remember, the noun can be replaced for a person, an object, an animal, or a place. If I want to make the interrogative sentence, then I use this auxiliary and I say do, and after that we say do I, you, we, and they, and then we use have, and finally we have a noun and the interrogative question, or the question mark. So in this case I say, do you have a car? Or do you have a motorcycle? Or do we have a house? Yes, of course I do have a house. Do you have a long hair or do you have short hair? Right? Now this is the first person positive, negative, and interrogative sentences. Now let's talk about third person. In this case, we are going to change this. We're going to change this with a different subject. I'm going to use he, she, and it. But in this case, because it is he, she, and it, it's not possible to use the verb have. We have to use the verb has. So I say, he has a motorcycle, she has a car, it has a door, etc. Now, in the negative sentence, it's a little different because I use he, she, and it, but instead of using don't, we're going to use doesn't. So DOESN apostrophe and T. So I say doesn't have. So he doesn't have a car. Only pay attention. In the positive form, we use with the s. But in the negative sentence, it's not necessary to use has because the auxiliary replaces the s. So it's not necessary to use has in the negative sentence. We use have, we use normal. Only we use it in the positive sentence with third person. Remember, he, she, and it. And finally, here, I'm going to change this. Yes. Finally, here, we're going to use an auxiliary verb that I have explained before. Yes, I explained before this auxiliary verb. That is the verb does. So I say does, again, he, she, and it have, and the noun. So does he have a motorcycle? Does she have a house? Does it have a door? For example, in the case of the car, does the car have a door? I say yes, the car has a door. Yes. Does your sister have a house? You can say yes, teacher, my sister has a house, right? And we can go on and go on with different examples. Now, the important thing in this lesson is that we use have and has to talk about the physical appearance. In this case, when you talk about physical appearance, I'm going to explain some vocabulary. We talk about these words. Pay attention. We have this. Yes. Talking about eyes. We're talking about this. We're talking about nose. Talking about mouth. Yes. And we're talking about hair. So we talk about hair, we talk about eyes, nose, and mouth. Right? Now, let's say this is just an example. I can say I have hair, or I have short hair, or long hair. I have small eyes or big eyes. I have small nose or a big nose. I have a small mouth or a big mouth, right? And that is the description, the physical description of a person using have. Now, if I change I with with he. So I say he, is this person, he has, because it's third person. So I say he has short hair. He has big eyes. He has a small nose. He has a small nose. And he has a small mouth, right? Now, this is the verb have and has. I hope you understand the difference. Remember that if you have problems, you can text me, you can call me and say, teacher, I didn't quite understand the difference between have and has. So it's always important that you ask me and that you communicate, that you express that you are confused. Yes, if you're not confused, then you can watch this video 1 or 2 or 3 or more times, as many times as you want. But remember, have, we use it for first person, and has, we use it for third person. So I think that's all for today. I hope that it was clear. But anyways, remember that I'm here to help you if you have problems with topics. So you can always text me and I'll be glad to help you. Okay, that was all for today. See you guys in the next class.